Alright. I wanted to be the first person to salute President Vance. And I'm going to record it. This is January 23rd, 2025. I'm going to mark the date as the first person to salute the new President Vance. Yep. I've watched so many, looking through all the video of all the presidents that were sworn in. I've done this thoroughly. All the way back to George Washington, who started as the first president that swore on the Holy Bible himself, George Washington. I've went through every single president, even video. When video became a thing, I watched videos of each president swearing in. Man. Yeah. I didn't take this lightly. So, I'm like, it seems like every president swore on something. Even Calvin Coolidge, was sworn in, but then on nothing. He was sworn in on nothing, but later, he was sworn on the Bible at his family home. So he still swore on the Bible. Calvin Coolidge still swore on the Bible. John Quincy Adams, I studied thoroughly before making this video. John Quincy Adams swore on a book of law. Still, he swore on some kind of law, some kind of moral code, something. That counts. Thomas Jefferson swore on the Quran. Still, a book of some kind, still swore on something. You know what I mean? So I guess it counts. Maybe. I don't know. You could argue Thomas Jefferson didn't do it right. You could argue that. Who else? Theodore Roosevelt didn't swear on the Bible because William McKinley, he died. And so there wasn't enough time. It was really fast. So he just swore in. You know what I mean? That doesn't count. That doesn't count. He wasn't the president-elect, by the people. He was just in there, you know what I mean, by default. Really fast. President died. Swear me in. Really fast, That doesn't count as anything, in my opinion. So, then who else? Lyndon B. Johnson didn't swear on the Bible, which makes sense. He was behind the assassination of JFK. Of course he didn't swear on the Bible. Of course not. The guilt would have tore him apart. Alone, Swearing on the Bible after you just organized the assassination of the president yourself. You know what I mean? I wouldn't swear on the Bible either. So that doesn't count. He wasn't even the president anyway. So, who else? I don't know. I think that's all of them that are questionable. Ronald Reagan swore on the Bible 3 times. That's how legit. 3 times. That's how legit he was. That's legit right there. Voted in twice as the president-elect twice. Swore on the Bible 3 different times. Yep, because it fell on a Sunday. The swearing in fell on a Sunday, so he had to swear in twice, publicly and on a Sunday privately. So Obama did the same thing. That even Obama swore on the Bible 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Let that sink in. So, what else? Some of the presidents that swore in was so weird. It was almost like they were like robots. You know what I mean? Yeah. Have you ever seen the Manchurian Candidate movie? Like he's like programmed. He's like programmed to be the president. You know what I mean? Like, if you've never seen, it's with Leaf Schreiber. That's what some of the swearing in presidents remind me of, like a Manchurian Candidate, like really robotic. George H.W. Bush. Yeah, Manchurian Candidate. His son, George W. Bush, Manchurian Candidate. But which makes sense. They're part of the satanic school in the skull and crossbones. They were part of the skull and crossbones. So it makes sense that they were really their soul wasn't there. Their soul wasn't there when they were swearing on the Bible. Their soul, you could see it. There's no soul there. I know it's weird, but that's when it got really weird. Watching the swearing in with the two George Bushes. It's just like two robots. You know what I mean? What else? One of Obama's inaugurations was kind of really mechanical. Almost like Obama was a Manchurian Candidate as well. As much as I hate to say it, both sides had a Manchurian Candidate. That's how it's rigged. You know what I'm saying? Both sides. Both the Republican side has Manchurian candidates, the Bushes, and then the Democrat side has Manchurian candidates, the Clintons and I forgot Clinton, and Obama. So both sides. So how it doesn't matter who you vote for. That's what I always thought my whole life. It doesn't matter. It's both rigged. They're both playing for the same team. You get what I mean? The Democrat president is playing for the same team as the Republican candidate. So if that makes sense. If you haven't figured that out, I'm sorry. I can't help it. But Clinton, his was really mechanical too. His swearing in was very mechanical. Clinton's a Manchurian Candidate as well. I'm like, man. So Clinton, Manchurian Candidate, George, like all in a row. Since Ronald Reagan. After Ronald Reagan, it got really weird. It got really mechanical. I'm not kidding. It's like Ronald Reagan was the last one that had some kind of soul, But he swore in the Bible 3 times, might I add. So, anyways, after that, it got really weird. George H.W. Bush, Manchurian Candidate, totally. Bill Clinton, Manchurian Candidate, totally. George W. Bush, the son, Manchurian Candidate. Obama, Manchurian Candidate. And then Trump, he swore on the Bible. The first go. This was what was interesting. I was like, I wonder if he swore on the Bible. On the first go around. He did. He swore on the Holy Bible the first go, 2017. He swore on the Bible. So, but I don't think he was a Manchurian Candidate. I don't think he was at that point. At that point, I don't think he was a Manchurian Candidate. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't part of that that team. That was a Manchurian Candidate. I do believe he was different, like Ronald Reagan. But these days I'm not sure. But anyways, and then Biden, he swore on a huge Bible, like family Bible. So even Biden swore on the Bible, a big one, So I'm just like, but he too could be a Manchurian Candidate thing, you know what I'm saying? As well, that's possible. I thought about that. I think he's part of the Manchurian Candidate. The whole rigmarole, the 4-year rigmarole. He was part of that, that club, the good old boy system, So, no matter who you vote for, the good old boys win. basically. You know what I mean? The ones in the background controlling the gas prices. That's who wins, okay? That's why I keep track of the gas prices. Because those are the ones that are really calling the shots. You know what I mean? That have power to control the gas prices in the background. Not the presidents. They're just Manchurian candidates, you know. But here's where I'm coming to it. Right here. Right to the here and now. Right to the here and now with Vance. Vance, the shining hope. The shining hope for the future. In my opinion, who is the president. Yeah, but indeed. Yeah. From one battle axe to another. Vance to the battle axe. Battle axe to the Vance. Advancing his way to the presidency in record time. Literally, record time. He swears in to be the vice president. 2 seconds later, the president-elect doesn't swear on the Bible. He doesn't do it like George Washington did. He breaks code, doesn't even swear on the book of law. He didn't even swear on any book at all. So Vance became president super fast, you know what I mean? Because he played by the rules. He did. Yeah. This is when the rules kind of work against the presidents, in my view. You know what I'm saying? Because they kind of find their way around these rules that they made up back when George Washington started, these rules. They made up all these rules as they went on. You know what I'm saying? But I'm using their rules against them. Since they didn't swear on the Bible, they're not the president. Based on their own rules. Yep, based on their own rules. Basically. So, which is awesome. Which is awesome, by the way. Anyways. That's what I love. I love using their rules against them. That's what I do in real life at different places. I use their rules against them. I figure out their rules, and then I use it against them. Their strict rules are so strict that I use it against them that it hurts the business. Their rules are so strict. Yeah. So, anyways, I did that today, actually. Yeah. So, anyways, but what else? So yeah, and then I analyzed Vance. It looked like he had his hand on a Bible. I'm not sure what type of Bible, but it looked like it was a Bible that he swore on. His hand was on a Bible. It looked like. So it's legit. I analyzed that as well. And I analyzed the way he made the oath. It wasn't mechanical. It wasn't like he was a Manchurian candidate. Vance is not like the other presidents I saw that I mentioned. When he was talking, he seemed like he had a soul. Vance did. Fully confident with a soul. Not a Manchurian robot. Huge difference. So that's why, and I voted for him anyways. I proved it in a previous video. I voted for Vance. I did. If Vance wasn't running, I would have voted for Jesus, okay? As the write-in candidate, I would have voted for Jesus. So, I would have. So, I don't care if it would have been a thrown-away vote. I don't care. So, speaking of that, here's a plug-in. I'm campaigning for Jesus as the write-in candidate. Right now. Right now. Year 2028. Mark that year. Vote for Jesus. Write in his name. Jesus. And then fill in the circle next to Jesus. That's how we vote for Jesus. So anyways. I had to put that plug in there. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't cost any money to campaign for Jesus. Doesn't cost any money. You just bring a pen, write the name Jesus on the write-in candidate. Very simple. And then on the circle next to the write-in candidate, after you write in the name Jesus, you circle it in, fill it in, bada bing, bada boom, you voted for Jesus. Easy peasy, just like that. Yep, indeed. So, I got a campaign for my main man, Jesus, you know what I'm saying? Oh, we all voted for you. You got to come down, my friend. We all voted for you. Actually, just me. Next time. I voted Republican this time for the people. I did. I wasn't going to vote again. But God assured me this time would matter if I voted for real. God assured me this time would matter. And what happens? They spit in my face. They don't even swear on the Bible. They spit in my face and spit in God's face. That's what happens when I took an election seriously. Okay, that's what happens. So, and I'm going to protest about it. That's what I'm going to protest about. The president didn't swear on the Holy Bible that I voted for. I voted for this president. He didn't swear on the Holy Bible. I'm protesting him. I'm not kidding. People think I'm joking. I'm not. People are like protesting abortion and all that. Not me. I'm protesting that he didn't swear on the Bible, and I voted for him. I'm protesting that. And I have the right. I'm still a citizen. I'm still an American citizen. I can still protest. Don't you worry. I haven't moved to Canada quite yet. It's a process. It's a process to move to Canada. It's a process, as we know. A whole different country. It's a process. But it's as cold as Canada. I can tell you that much. It's as cold as Canada out here. That is a fact. It's like Iceman came through this whole place last night. This whole area, Iceman came through, froze everything. Just froze everything in the middle of the night. You know, so we're all slipping and sliding out there in negative degree weather. Thanks, Iceman. Thanks. Speaking of Iceman, I hope you're alright out there. Haven't heard from you in a while, but I heard people in the South are like, they're like dying of the cold out there. In Texas and stuff. They're not used to the cold in Texas, so they're like dying out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man. In California, they're burning. California, they're burning. In Texas, they're freezing to death, you know? And I'm freezing to death up here. It's out of control. The weather's out of control in January. Totally out of control. Thanks, Iceman. Thanks. So anyways, back to what the video is about. On a serious note, I've watched so many swearing in the presidents. So tired. But I want to be the first person to salute President Vance before someone else does. Before someone else does, I want to be the first one to do it in advance. In advance. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I'm not going to burn my American flag yet. I'm saluting President Vance as an American still. Yes, indeed. So, he did it right. He did it right to my satisfaction. He did it right to my satisfaction. And I deserve that. I deserve it because I voted for him. I voted for the Republicans. I deserve that. Yeah, I deserved at least that. Someone did it right in that party. Someone did it right. Man, even I've sworn on the Bible. Even I've sworn on the Bible. A low-level citizen, the battle axe, low-level citizen, no title, nothing. I've sworn on the Bible. They had me swear on the Bible in court. I swore on the Bible. The president-elect doesn't swear on the Bible. You kidding me? I swear on the Bible, not him. What? You know? Anyway, enough about that. It's about being a soldier to the new president, President Vance. So, anyways, let the hate come. Let the hate come. I analyzed all the swearing ins of the presidents, and I come to this conclusion. Vance is the president, 100%, as we speak, even if he doesn't know it yet. The Battle Axe has reviewed all the swearing ins of the presidents. Yeah. And I say, Vance did it right. He's the president. That's what I say after analyzing all of it. And it took a while. As you know, it took a while. Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He was president 4 times. I didn't know that. I'm like, is that legal? I thought that he could only do 2 terms. I'm like, maybe they changed it to just 2 terms after him. Maybe. I don't know. I thought he did 3 terms, but he did 4. He was elected 4 times. I'm like, whoa, that's a bit much. But that's kind of what they do with the good old boy system. And, you know, they have Clinton for 2 terms, and then they'll have George W. Bush for 2 terms, but they're still the same team. You know what I'm saying? And then after George W. Bush, it's Obama, but it's still the same team. So in reality, it's 6 terms. It's 6 terms right there of the same team. Well, I forgot to include George H.W. Bush. That's 7. You know, 7 terms, you know, of the same team. 7 in a row. Yeah. They're in the same club. It's just some have the D, some have the R, but they're in the same club. Yeah, I know it's not breaking news to some of you. Some of you are pretty smart. But anyways, it might as well be me that says all this because I'm the most hated individual. Hands down. I was cut down the other day to my face again. I'm the most hated individual that's ever lived. Besides Jesus. Besides him. It might as well be me that speaks truth about the rigged presidency thing. That Vance broke, I think. Thanks to God. Yeah. Today I was like, God pulled that off. That Vance would stand alone by himself, swearing on the Bible by himself. Yeah. God set that up. So even if an assassination happens on the president-elect, I've already got the jump on everybody. Already. President Vance. In advance. Yes, indeed. So I'm going to post this video before something happens to the president-elect. So I'm the first one. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else, everyone's already trying to take him out already. So I'm like trying to get the jump on it. You know what I mean? So like I determined, like people on the inside want him gone, the president-elect. They want him gone. So I'm like, so even more so, I'm like getting ahead of schedule. Yeah, but God was already ahead of schedule on all this. Yeah, with the inauguration, God was already way ahead of everybody. Knowing that Vance would be the only one that swears on the Bible. God already knew that. Yeah, I didn't know that, but God did. So, anyways. And plus, that's a lot less pressure about going to the summit. A lot less pressure now that Vance is the president. A lot less pressure. At least for me, I thought about that today. I'm like, so much less pressure. Less stressful that Vance is the president now. Before the summit happens, you know. So that's a relief. That's a relief. For sure. The hot gates got a little cooler. For sure. So. But anyways, I gotta get going. But I wanted to be the first one to salute the new president, Vance. Yes, indeed. But I'll talk to you later. And